go towards his room, briefly wanting to stop at his uncle's room, knocking upon the door.
Sure, will be a call that whoever knocking can enter.
Lanus will come inside, bowing and be close to the door.
Qualler will leave his shoulder at this point and fly over to some sort of a cabinet or something and perch upon it.
Smiles as he sees his bravado just fly around a bit.
Desmond looks at Linus. So, what did he say?
Well, I mainly wanted to get a basic feel for just one for the area, but secondly, though, he does seem certainly interested in, after this hunt, to speak on more official matters. For example, he did bring up, in simple, how much power do I have over the house?
Looks at Linus. Says, I see.
I'm not sure what the business is, but we'll find out after whatever this hunt is then.
Well, he's trying to find out who he should be negotiating with.
Well, of course. My uncle should come along as the advisor, should he not?
He nods. Of course. Did he mention anything why he has invited Blackmont?
No, other than that she will also be a guest. And I did not want to press too many questions at the current time.
Desmond drums his fingers on the table, looks out over the window. I don't like this.
What do you know? What do you know of Blackmonts? I'm sure I should know.
They are fierce opponents to the King's peace, and they have been one of the most notorious thorns in the martial arts sides for generations. They are in essence one of the fiercest enemies we have on this side of the border.
An interesting choice for someone supposedly vying for so much peace.
Yes, and that is indeed my concern, because Blackmont sure is not wanting for any peace. That is for true, and even though Ironwood has not said either way, I am questioning exactly why. Your sister seemed to think that perhaps he's trying to broker a peace between our houses, but Blackmont seems an odd choice for that. They are far away from our domains.
Just keep your guard up.
Always.
So based on what he said, she's come here many times, saying that there is certainly something deeper going on.
Many times, eh?
He was quite familiar when she arrived, apparently, quite early in the day. Not something he's done it many times.
That does seem to suggest that they know each other, yes.
But we made it. And mostly down at your leg, unharmed.
He looks at the leg. It has been healing quite well, actually. It's just the old wound acting up.
We'll have to thank Maester Cole when we get back.
Yeah, he snorts. Yes, it was a good fortune. It was not as bad as it could have been, truly. The stories of the Bone Way were not... Well, even though we didn't run into any ghosts or some other fantasy creatures that the gods conjure up when they are too drunk or too stupid to shut up. It was nonetheless harrowing, and it would be nice to rest up here for a bit.
And we have a short time to rest at least. get what rest you can. Whatever this hunt will be, I'm sure it won't be as simple as we would like.
He frowns. I'm unsure exactly what it will be either, but with Lord Ironwood out, it does give the Long Lothan another possibility for intrigue, and possibility to perhaps... He sort of blinks, a little bit looks out. Lord Ironwood certainly had a reputation for being a great warrior. He ruled in times of war. Looks out. It seems to me that he would have a lot in common with the Blackmonts in that case. So the question is his son now acting out of turn, or is this also on the insistence of Lord Ironwood? And this would give him a possible point of deniability if anything untoward was to come of this meeting. Oh, I sent out the invitation, but they were too late to arrive, so I decided to travel away. He shakes his head slightly. I am not sure. We were watched in the Boneway several times, and only attacked once. Some of those watches might have been people from Ironwood, keeping track of us and our journey south.
Actually, though, with the size of our group and the fact that we had so many while after being already attacked, they may have just been too wise to strike us.
Perhaps, or House Ironwood had outriders to keep the worst of the bandits away from us.
Possibly. It's hard to say too much at the moment. Sigh is heavily looking out the window with you.
We are indeed surrounded by vipers here, and we should be very careful. We don't know exactly why we have been invited, and we should be very careful to accept or agree to anything. If they wish to forge an alliance to foster peace and prosperity, then that is fine.
We need allies in this time.
We do. We most certainly do. I'd rather avoid a trance if possible.
So would the common folk.
There's some frowns looking out. The trance. They don't like the king's peace either.
There are many who do not like the king's peace. Too many used to war.
Some sort of sucks in breath through his teeth and he curses softly to himself and says, "We seem to be surrounded by people allying against the crown. I do not like this."
The gods testing our loyalty.
The gods. He snorts and then sort of reminds himself that Lanus is actually quite pious. He looks over at him, an apologetic smile. "I am sorry, my boy. The gods have not favored me much in my years."
If they favour you or not, and if they act or not, do not forget. Just do not forsake them.
Yes, Septon, of course.
Smirks slightly.
Takes another sip of the water and looks out. Yeah, we seem to be steering towards one hidden rock under the waves after the other. I guess we'll see exactly what they want once the snake hunt is over. I did send your sister out to have a look around. Hopefully she can find something and not get caught.
Well, if she gets caught, we'll know quite quickly.
Well, considering how she handled that rabid dog, and
there's a reason I don't approach her.
I just hope she doesn't break too many necks. It would be very unfortunate, to say the least.
I shall perhaps go and rest. It's been a long day.
Aye, you do that.
It's better now. Well, after I saw the heat got to you on the road.
Yeah. Yes, yes. I wish the blood of old Valyria ran through me as strong as it does you.
Valyria can be both a good and a bad thing. Depends on whose perspective you're looking at.
You should go and have your rest. I am sure there will be an eventful couple of days coming up. Desmond looks at Lenus and says, "Breathe in flames."
Yes, wreathed in flames. Kieran Boss Kepa Vakana. Thank you, Uncle. Smiles. Leaving the room.
The two girls, Catelyn and Nelia, seem to be very exhausted from the trip. They will hang a little bit on Nima, basically. Kind of a little bit freaked out by all this change, but if she seems to be calm, then they would be more calm as well.
I will portray calm and we'll ask about them how they are and how exciting this is.
Well, it's a little more exciting when they've had a little bit of sleep and rest and not so damn hot and it's terrible. It was a terrible travel trip.
Well,
Much worse than their sailing from Bravos.
Nima will escort them to their rooms.
Yeah, they will go to bed in their respective rooms. The next day, there is no one coming to wake you. You can get up as soon as you want, or not.
Well, Nima will get up early and find somewhere to train, like always.
Alaric will,
Getting up early, or people sleeping in.
Alaric will get up early as well.
At least for the weekend.
Yeah.
The two girls certainly are not. They are exhausted.
I'm not getting up. My character dipped into heat exhaustion there. She's sleeping in.
Yeah, Desmond is like, "Oh God, soft beds and shade and
Still
Yeah.
right,
I know, like Bree's like mumbling the entire time.
Nima was really happy to get bed as well, but then she woke up haunted.
You can even get baths if you
And
want.
baths, yes. Oh, and all
People
of
that
these
provide travel.
Wait.
You can even have local clothes if you want.
Oh,
Yay.
how
You
exotic!
don't need like cloth. You can wrap around
What
your head a
kind-
turban
what-
if you know how to.
What clothes did Nima get, male or female?
Male.
Is there a difference?
Not a lot, no.
Well,
Usually the
me-
male and stuff can be a little bit tighter or looser in different places. But, yeah.
Well, Nima will get up early and train enough. Is there somewhere she can train where maybe there's some...
And you can go to the Olive Garden. There's a large empty space.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, seems like a nice place.
Sure. Well, those who are up, and maybe even those who are asleep, will hear the a little bit of a noise. It's a slight trumpet from one of the towers in the morning, and you sort of hear horses. Only these other guests who are arriving. You're of course not required to do anything. Anyone who wants to go take a look.
Yeah,
Alaric will.
like watch from the distance.
Yeah.
You can,
Dressed in from the
go look from one of the windows
Yeah,
on into the courtyard. You will see and then again here. And then a woman clad in pretty nicely made plate mail.
Oh,
Plate mail, huh?
Holding her own banner on a long black spear. She has a great sword on her back. On the banner is indeed the carrion bird and the baby of House Blackmont. She dismounts. Approaches. You can't hear what they're talking about. They seem to shake hands as equals, and she tells him something and points back out. He'll nod and look, and behind her comes another, slightly smaller horse. This one sort of in a soft brown color. Like a very good horse for people who know horses. On it, however, sits a girl clad in like chainmail armor with a very short spear on her back, and the symbol of Ironwood on it as well. Long black hair, sort of some ornamental things in it. It's very, very prettily dressed up as well. And she'll also dismount, and then they will all walk with Lothan out of the courtyard. At sort of dinner, or so to speak, you will be expected to sort of sleep, bathe, that sort of thing for the day. But at that point, you will certainly be invited to eat again in the olive garden outside, having some nice outside food because it's good. The weather's good, and that's a thing we do here: eat outside the Great Hall sometimes.
I'd be kicked.
I'll kick you. I think you're gone already, actually.
Looks like he's already gone, yeah.
You just said I couldn't log in, so.
Maybe took a little time for it. But there you'll be eating outside again if you want to. Go.
Sure.
Over here.
Sure. The heat luckily doesn't bother me that much.
Who's outside is another person.
So we're probably gonna wear their clothes now.
You can if you want. It's very comfortable, although some of you might feel a little bit indecent. Just
Oh no, I'll feel.
the loose fitting of it.
I feel great.
It's not really what or lady, especially a lady, is supposed to wear.
I feel awesome. This is made for me.
I think I'll stick to Bree's typical wear of tunic and breeches.
Yeah, the two girls over here will also stick to their own clothes. Little nice dresses that they have got on that was actually brought with them here.
Oh,
Clothes.
they don't want to sit that close to us.
Well, you can certainly. But it's just you're sitting very close together.
Well, I can move the other. Whoa!
Oh God!
Sorry.
Oh.
Thank you have vibrated into my ears. That means you have to marry me now.
That's American law.
Congratulations!
It's even
That was-
legal.
At least in a few states.
No, it's all over now, isn't it?
I think it's still being fought by some.
Yeah, but it's the law.
I know.
It's by the law.
Judge Grimmeth will make it so. Back in my day. Great grandfather's day.
Like a banker.
Evil men. So the legends go.
Yeah. There is so many.
Got it. We'll use it here. And there's sort of a broad spectrum of things that you don't really know how to identify put on the table. Some meat and something red, and most of it is cold, which is also strange. You're used to sort of hot meals. They seem to like their sort of cold, spicy sauce with some sort of cold meat. But I mean, the taste of this is. It seems like they've held a little back on the spice. What you would expect, and it actually is really decent. Although it is strange, and foreign.
They're doing it on purpose.
The William goes so far as to pluck an olive from one of the olive trees. Like there's not even on the table, and they just eat it.
Not really that surprising. Maybe for you.
Decadent.
I have my own people pick the olives and feed them.
You know what? Neva will do it. Say it. Neva will
Lady,
not-
Lady Tessa seems to be so much of a hard ass that she's wearing her armor to dinner.
You know?
It's literally the same as Alaric. Oh my god.
It is literally the same as my character. When she heard, like, who the fuck, like, these people were that showed up, she's like, oh yes, I mean, this is where I get to be me.
As you sit down, and you will not get a second glance wearing armor at all. Then we'll introduce you to, let's say, his younger sister, Rosette Winewood, who has arrived in the morning with, she met Lady Tessa on the road. She has been out hunting herself. He's pleased to introduce all of you. She'll nod and smile and generally seem very liberated in her way of acting. She doesn't seem to have the same sort of hesitant courtesy as the two Caladan ladies. She will reach for food herself and not even put it on her plate before eating it. And generally, she doesn't really wear a dress. She has sort of her bridges and a loose-fitting chain shirt. Although she does take it off when sort of eating. Doesn't seem to enjoy having it on particularly much. Rather putting on like a loose-fitting scarf and such. The under tunic. She'll eat. She's clearly hungry. While Lady Tessa is looking at all of you.
Desmond is looking at her.
Both in eating his olives. He'll ask if you've had a pleasant day yesterday, enjoying the stay, resting up a little bit. Hope.
Desmond will acknowledge that it has been very pleasant. A welcome relief from traveling the Boneway.
Well, the Boneway can be, for some, too much. Especially those who are not used or welcome in our land.
Oh, welcome shit.
Uh-huh. That's so.
Some here as invaders would, instead of humble guests. Smile through.
Is that
Of course.
is
Some.
that-
Not all. Nathan looks mildly annoyed, but not much about it.
Is that something that happens often these days then?
It's more often than you'd think. The Princess Pass sees more travel and so more incidents. Many do not understand or respect our ways when they come here. But luckily I've heard that you are different.
Glares a dagger at her.
He looks to Nalia and Catelyn and seems a bit sort of kind of like you would look when you see a puppy with a broken leg. It's sort of cute and sad at the same time.
Desmond takes a meeting and he will ask for news of the Black Monks. It's not often House Caladan can interact with the Black Monks. They have, if they have ever met before, has probably been on a battlefield. So, you know.
So when you asked about the story, how that about the bird and the baby, how that came to be.
Well, she will certainly look to almost sort of just look to who's good Lord Winewood and then begin talking about the news that she carries, because it seems that the Fowlers have once again been acting like complete idiots, which is the worst. The Fowlers, of course, having their daughter recently marry House Will. House Will, the old warmonger has been just cowing about. Well, she looks to all of you and says, you know,
We know.
how much she appreciates the king. And the Lord of Dawn. And it is getting rather tiresome to listen to. Of course, nothing can be proven about their activities, but we have done our best to make it difficult for them to provoke anyone.
Doesn't would like to try to make a sense what she thinks of the King's Peace and the current Lord of Dawn, which is House Martell, I believe.
But based on what I've been told, this doesn't sound.
You can do an awareness notice.
Alright.
Nope.
But I'd like try to read her face when she says it.
Would it be empathy? That would be more fitting.
Yes, empathy. I meant empathy.
About to say, I'm empty.
Cunning empathy, yeah.
Cunning
Awareness.
awareness empathy.
Is it awareness empathy? Okay.
Help.
Arg!
Who's using
Oh, it's a-
awareness
oh,
this
it's a-
time?
That's a portal.
Is it
Well,
awareness?
Elena's can see, and actually Stefan can as well, because it's not that difficult to see that she doesn't seem to be a fan.
Of Martell and King's Peace.
Can
Yeah.
I tell it too?
By God, breathe!
Bree knows everything!
Not that
Yeah.
difficult. She doesn't hide it super well. She doesn't seem to be a woman of much subtlety.
Hmm.
It's the fucking water dancer shit, guys.
I'm aware.
So, you know. Certainly doesn't do be super fan of that.
Does
Ask
it
about
seem
news from House Caladan, because it's not often that you get to meet people from the marshes.
No, without swords and spears being drawn.
Is that your answer?
I hope not.
I didn't bring my sword, just so you know.
No, it's fine.
I
can-
probably
We can take you and Bree can take her out fairly quickly, I'm sure. Anyway.
I don't use my hands. That's free.
I might have a dagger.
Get 'em, girls. No, he'll relay some news about the trants acting as idiots, you know, like they do, and trying to keep that under control. Seems every land has troublemakers.
Indeed. I also heard something about your. She looks around. Says, the oldest son of the house, the heir. I do not see him here. Would he not come to such an important visit? Smiles.
For the same reason that Lord Ironwood is not here, traveling or otherwise indisposed.
So, it is often said in our part of Dawn that House Caladan is more or less a banner house of the Crater House Peak. So, is that true?
Doesn't sort of writes himself up.
Yeah.
Bree like looks to like her uncle for like sort of like a confirmation on like how should she handle this moment.
Alaric's like jaw kind of clenches at this, like holding his tongue.
I do not believe it has been officially recognized, but it is what the word goes by. I have been curious to meet one of your house to have a confirmation either way for some time.
He looks at her. I'm afraid you will have to keep looking then, my lady. You won't. We are not here to lay bare the internal workings of our house. Much the same as you are not here to do that for us, I am sure.
I am here at nods my Lord Ironwood's invitation, and I believe you are here for the same reason. That is at least what I was told. I cannot say I entirely know why, but nonetheless, if you are friends of him, you are supposedly not enemies of me. Gordon frowned slightly and says, why this tone? I'm sure we can find middle ground, all of us. The snakes are out there, and I believe we all have a common goal in hunting them. Vile little vipers that would not know their proper place under the rocks, but would climb atop them to bask in the sun that is not meant for them.
Who the fuck is she talking about?
Looks at her, and he's not happy with the turn this conversation has taken. And he says, "Well, if you are looking for a middle ground and understanding, Lady Blackmont, then I will overlook the insinuations you began this conversation with. As you say, there are certainly vipers out there to be clubbed. And some snakes do need a good hitting before they stop causing trouble."
No, it settles down a little bit, leaning back, letting Lothan sort of fall in and says, "Let us try to keep this civil, shall we? There's no need for this rough talk." He looks to Caladan. Says, "These people are my guests, and I would have you behave to them as you would to me." She smiles. "I must apologize. Things are troubled. I'm sure you know." She a disarming smile. "Perhaps it is better if Lady Tessa comes with my party in the hunt." So looks to you and says, "And looks to his younger sister, Rosette will lead your party."
That seems like a wonderful idea to me, Lord Ironwood.
Understood. Then perhaps even after the hunt, I hope you will stay for a few days. There is much that we could discuss. Sort of all three parties gathered here. Sadly, he looks to Lady Blackmont. The good Lord Dane could not join us.
I have a question, Malachi.
Mhm.
Weren't that dude told that we are gonna have a wedding here?
Probably, yeah.
Then
That
we're
doesn't mean-
obviously gonna stay a few days, because there still hasn't been a wedding. Duh.
Well, you could have the wedding and then leave.
Yeah, we could do the hunt, have the wedding, and leave.
After,
still,
of course, we
we
awkwardly guide the two to like their guest bedroom and then strip them of their clothes and ensure that they perform satisfactorily.
Well, Nima's gonna undress.
About half an hour, get to it.
Simon.
We're leaving. Bone way.
It's gonna be the last time, so
It'll be,
sure less.
It would be the boned way.
First and last time. Come on, chop chop.
Hey, Lord,
I
blessed
re-
walk that way.
That's what she
barefoot.
said.
You know, I really have problem with just not basically going, hey, listen, dum-dum, we still have a wedding. But Nima's just like eating what she can see that Bree is eating. And she's basically like, just tell me.
I mean, this is better than anything that Bree had.
Yes, it's probably a bad idea to eat what Bree's eating, because she's intentionally eating the foods that are most spicy to remind her of her
Why are you
hatred.
doing that?
It seems
Well-
like they've tuned it down.
Oh. Well, you look at Bree's reaction. And if she's like, I hate you.
She has like an anger face, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is her like rage-fueled face, like flashbacking to
Okay,
her
then I know
years
what
of
not
imprisonment.
to eat.
Not that.
Do not eat what Bree is.
I do like this picture of rage eating though.
Yes, Bree is not trying to enjoy herself when here. The foods remind her
Well,
of unpleasant memories.
after that smack in the face, Nima's gonna. Is it gonna? Well, you know what? Nima doesn't care. She's gonna wear her sword.
You will notice the Lady Tessa does sort of do a check up and down on her, and seems to not find her entirely disagreeable to her. You'll look to Desmond in particular and say, well, I suppose I as well should apologize for my rude words, if they could be perceived as such. Says, it is true that you could do much good for us, and I believe we could do much good for you as well.
That is certainly a promising promising words from you, Lady Blackmont, and I will be intrigued to hear this further when we get down to discuss it after the hunt.
Nod. Then eat some. Look to Bree. As sort of others begin to do a little bit of chit-chatting with one another. Lothan speaking to his younger sister about the hunt. Say, I must commend you on your dress. It is not often that women from the north wear such practical clothing.
Bree will, as like bitter like juice runs down her throat, says, "Thank you. I appreciate yours as well. Although I do wonder how practical it is given the heat of this region. You must be very durable indeed to survive such conditions."
She nods and says, "It reminds me of why I'm doing it."
Pain and suffering, huh?
Bree will tilt her head inquisitively, but she won't inquire further.
She seems to stop. Come sit there, apparently having killed a little bit, and then she will wait a little more, frowning, not really talking to anyone.
Well, no, she kind of put a stick in the wheel.
Seems to have very mixed feelings about this whole affair.
Like a female dog.
She's not the only one.
Well, what the hell? She probably knew we were gonna be here. She was like, "Oh, maybe House Caladan is gonna be here."
Yeah.
You know, maybe she got roped into this shit too. She's the entire way this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea. Why am I going here?
Exactly. What is going on here? What is?
She had multiple choices. She could even had
You don't know what the narrator character's choices are.
You don't know
Unless
what's happening in the
someone
background. You don't know their story. You don't know their life.
No, but she is a lady. She would probably go, "Oh, fuck that, I'll not go."
Oh, they seem to be good friends. He might have been like, "Oh, you could do this as a personal favor to me. Come immediately." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, fine."